The morning at St. Mary's High School seemed normal at first, students chatting, the bell ringing, footsteps echoing in the hallway. But in one corner of the schoolyard, a group of students stood huddled together, whispering and laughing. One boy, wanting to impress his friends, made up a false story about Miss Grace, their strict but kind homeroom teacher. It was meant as a silly joke, but like wildfire, it spread. Each person who heard it added their own twist, making it more dramatic and unbelievable. By the time Miss Grace walked into her first class, she felt something was off. Students who usually greeted her cheerfully kept their heads down. A few exchanged glances and stifled giggles. She began teaching as usual, but the strange atmosphere gnawed at her. Ms. Grace was known for staying late to help students, for encouraging shy ones to participate, and for always defending those who were bullied. Yet now, it seemed as if all that respect had vanished overnight. She didn't yet know the details of what was being said, but she could sense the sting of judgment in their eyes. Inside, a quiet sadness settled in, but she resolved to keep her composure. By lunchtime, the rumor had reached almost every student in school. The cafeteria buzzed with low voices, and clusters of students huddled around phone screens. Ms. Grace passed a table where a group of students quickly put their phones away, trying to hide their laughter. The sting in her heart deepened. She wondered how something untrue could spread so fast and so easily. That afternoon, while she was explaining a math problem, a boy in the back muttered something under his breath. The class erupted into laughter. Ms. Grace paused for a moment, her eyes meeting the boys'. The laughter faded into silence. She didn't raise her voice or scold anyone. Instead, she continued the lesson calmly, but her mind was working. She realized that confronting the rumor in anger would only make it worse. That evening at home, she sat at her desk with a notebook. Rather than dwelling on her hurt, she began to plan how to turn this painful experience into a powerful life lesson. She thought of a simple yet unforgettable way to make her students understand the harm careless words can cause. She would not just defend herself, she would teach them something they would carry forever. The next morning, the school principal announced an assembly. Students gathered in the courtyard, curious. When Ms. Grace stepped forward to speak, the chatter faded. Yesterday, she began, a rumor about me spread through this school. It was completely false. What hurt most was not the lie itself, but how quickly so many believed it without asking for the truth. She then told them a story. If you cut open a feather pillow on a windy day, the feathers will scatter everywhere. No matter how hard you try, you can't gather them all back. That's how a rumor works. Once it leaves your mouth, it cannot be taken back. The students were silent. Many looked ashamed. Then, a boy from the back stepped forward. It was the one who had started the rumor. His voice shook as he said, "I'm sorry, Ms. Grace. I made it up. I didn't think it would go this far." Ms. Grace nodded. "Thank you for being honest. That's the first step to making things right." From that day on, the rumor disappeared. Instead, the story that remained was of the teacher who turned pain into a lesson her students would never forget. Message: rumors may start small, even as a joke, but they can destroy trust, respect, and relationships. Always seek the truth before speaking, and remember, words have the power to heal or to hurt forever. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Text to Heart for more inspiring and emotional stories.